Are you totally different when it comes to sex and copulation? Have you judged yourself out of receiving pleasure? Have you judged yourself into receiving pleasure in certain ways and excluded other ways? Would you like to know more about what else is possible with bodies? Would you like to create confidence in the bedroom and beyond? How has your sex life or lack of it affected other areas of your life? Everyone has the potency to be a sexual superhero. Get ready to listen, sense, and play with the sexualness that is you. Now, here's the host of The Pleasure Zone, pleasure diva and body whisperer, Milica Jelenic.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Pleasure Zone. I'm your host, Milica Jelenic, and welcome to The Pleasure Zone tonight, my sweet pleasure seekers. We are going to have a very fun show tonight. It is New Year's Day, and how many of you are out there thinking about your New Year's resolutions and, oh, I really need to make my life better, so I have to make a list to make sure my life gets better, and it's today that I'm going to change it because it's New Year, and that's very significant. I have to say, I have never created a New Year's resolution in my entire life. I actually never really got it. I never really understood what a resolution would be. I used that in the title to draw you guys in. And the reality of the word resolution, I think if you actually look it up, which I will during a break, I did look it up before. And one of the things about a resolution, a solution is something actually where you would have, say, for example, salt in water, and the salt dissolves, and it actually becomes part of the same thing, but it's diluted. It's a diluted version of itself. So if you redo that, if you recreate a diluted version of something, you may actually be making it even more diluted, which is a funny thing. Like, what is up with rediluting something when what we're trying to do is create more potent lives? So my challenge today is, what can we add to our lives so that we can have a more sex life, adding some sexiness to our lives. So tonight's show is tips for turning up the sexiness. I know that, yes, I did just spin some brains, and that's all good. So for those of you who already have pleasure in your life, congratulations. What if you could choose even more pleasure? So just before the show, I sat down and I pondered, what would I add to my life to add more sexiness to my life? So I've got some tips for you, about 20, and I have a whole hour to talk about this. So before we just totally jump into this show, just a quick reminder, if you haven't been on social media with me noticing all my posts about blowjobs, well, you've been missing out. If you have been on social media with me, I hope that I'm entertaining you with my random hashtag blowjobs, because I'm finding that that's when I'm actually getting interaction. So I will be posting more with the hashtag BJ all over the place so that I get more interaction. One of the other things I've been posting about is my insights from a superior a-hole. I think I can say a-hole on here. So also spelt like a donkey. So what is that, right? Well, for over 20 years now, I've been doing psychic readings for the public. And for a number of years, I did a series where I would do weekly readings or monthly readings for people, and they would buy into like a subscription. And so this year, I am doing it on Facebook Lives and having so much fun. We're on week 2. We just finished week 2 today. And for those of you who join now, you will actually get a few extra weeks. It officially starts in January, but for anybody who's joined now, they're getting a few extra weeks. And it's so freaking affordable. It's just ludicrous. It's $197 Canadian. You can find me on social media to find that. You can also go onto my website, and there will be a link in the next 24 hours on there where you can purchase that as well. And what the heck is that? And why would you pay so much money or not so much money for that? Well, I'm really truly offering up the possibilities of receiving insights from me in an easy, fun, totally affordable way. And I do find my readings are affordable anyway. So it's $150 normally for an hour, and kind of calculated it down, and it's Like, you're actually getting over $2,000 worth of readings if you join this crew who are on my Insights from a Superior Asshole private group on Facebook. For those of you who are considering having even more readings with me privately, you can totally do that. A lot of people for the new year, and welcome to the new year, really like looking at the next year in advance and having a full spread year of what's coming up in the new year. And I love doing those as well. It's usually about an hour reading, so it's $150, and you get a full on look at the year, and we do it all concisely in 1 hour. So yes, if you'd prefer to jump on weekly and have insights weekly, I'd love to have you there. We are having some super fun in that group. So just keeping you guys abreast of the situations, also letting you know the developments of the hedonist class. We now have some locations available. I'm actually looking at a really cool space just north of me as well, that has something like 6 different, my cousin was telling me about it, and he had gone there for an event, and there's like room to sleep 17, and there's like 6 different fireplaces, and it's an amazing location in a beautiful log space. So I will be contacting them about available dates to have something coming up, hopefully ASAP. I'd really like to get this rolling, have some hedonist classes for individuals and hedonist classes for couples, which I have contacted somebody who has a couples retreat, and he's very keen on having a class there, and he's a fabulous chef in a beautiful environment. And being offered places right now in the back end. We can do an intro class. Absolutely. We can have an intro class in Oakville, Ontario. We'll be doing an intro class online. And there was a bit of an intro class that we did a few weeks ago. If you check out some of my archives on the Pleasure Zone, you'll find one about the hedonist classes, kind of giving you a rundown about the target from start to finish, about what I would really like people to walk away with in the hedonist classes. So have a listen to that. It's a great show, and I'm really excited to have people join them, not just for the sake of feeling a little sexier in their life, but truly choosing hedonism is choosing a lifestyle where you choose pleasure, and pleasure is your priority. And so hedonism for me is where we are inviting, and I am inviting you to have pleasure as your priority. And how much would that be fun compared to what we've been choosing so much of? There's already so much sadness, pain, and misery on the planet. And if we actually begin to choose pleasure, how much can we contribute to changing those energies of sadness, misery, and all of that? So I'm very excited to have those started up, and I'm very excited about the spaces and places that are available for this class. Just titillating, I tell you, it's titillating. And so, in celebration of all things titillating coming this way, for you, my pleasure seekers, I have some very fun ideas for turning up the sexiness for you this year. So if you've already got some resolutions on way, keep your resolutions, whatever. I just have a point of view about resolutions, so I don't choose them. What I am choosing is, what would my target be for this year? Something more along those lines. And generally my target for the last 5 or 6 years has been to add moi. Moi is actually Serbian for my, so I'm speaking dual languages right now. To add more pleasure to my life, but also more ease, joy, and glory. So anything that is the energy of joy, ease, and glory, I'm in like a twin and making that happen. So for those of you who are like, what the heck is she talking about? How do you choose joy, ease, and glory? You just choose it. You literally have that as your target, and every energy that matches joy, ease, and glory, you follow it like a little puppy sniffing out something good. So what can we do this year to turn up the sexiness in your life? Well, my daughter actually kind of inspired this with her choosing to ask Santa for some pretty amazing things. She asked Santa for some very sexy high heels that I would say they're sexy high heels. So skinny high heels, which I would call them sexy high heels, some great fashions, and some super dark red lipsticks. So she's already on her way to adding and turning up the sexiness in her year. And, no matter what age you are, everybody likes to feel good in their clothes and in their bodies. And, if your body's size enough to wear some pretty funky fashions, go for it. If other people have a point of view about it, that's their point of view. And if you have awareness and you're choosing to wear things, in public, you're going to get some awareness from it, right? Choice creates awareness. And if you choose to wear things in private, just for the fun of it, I don't usually walk around my home in lingerie, but I could. Right now it's a little cold, even in my house. And I really haven't ever walked around publicly in lingerie. So for me this year, I might be adding some lingerie to the mix, maybe baking in lingerie, because every once in a while, we do high heel cooking in our house. So we just bring on the high heels and get glammed up, and we cook supper in glam gear. And so for fun, that's really quite fun for us. And actually, my friend who's in the chat room, she always wears sexy panties, always. And it's funny because I actually used that and the inspiration of her doing that, because I know she does that. She's always wears sexy underwear. That is one of my tips for the year. So thank you, Christine, because you actually inspired one of the tips for the year. I think it's let me check. I wrote it down. Sexy underwear. I wrote it here somewhere. Anyway, it's definitely on the list. And or it was about to write it on the list when the show started. So yes, I was aware of you and your sexy underwear, and I'm very excited for other people to be, hide a little sexiness under there for you. So it can bring you tons of money, darling. You have lots of ideas for bringing on the sexiness in your life. Everybody knows, and everybody's going to ask next time they meet you in person, hey, Christine, are you wearing sexy underwear today? It's fun. It's really fun. So everybody's got their own idea of sexy underwear. Use what's yours and what your body gets excited about. That would be, to me, where you bring on the sexiness. And yes, I love high heel cooking. It's one of the most fun things to do. And random makeuping. I had a friend in university, and she would do what she called wishful makeuping, and she would get all her makeup on, get ready as if she was going out, if in case she was going out. And if she didn't, she would still get dressed up as if she was going out, and she would just sit around drinking beautifully colored drinks. And sometimes I would join her, and sometimes she would drag me out while I was wearing pajamas, because she was on top of the getting glammed up, and I was like, I'd rather be studying, but I'll go out with you so that you're safe. So, Jelena, if you are listening, thanks for the good times and for dragging me out with your wishful makeuping. It was good times. So, yes, if you've ever done wishful makeuping, that's a pretty good indicator that you have some ideas that you would like to be out in the world and playing and having some fun. And I'm curious for you guys too. Are any of you out there thinking about adding some sexiness to your life? Have you made all of your so-called resolutions about getting fitter, getting stronger, having a better diet, quitting smoking, blah, 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 and 3.5 weeks in, you've quit it, or 5.5 hours in, you've already quit those resolutions? I'm thinking about what would be fun, right? So what would be fun to add to my life rather than kind of take away or dilute my life? What could I add to my life that would actually be more like creating a deepened experience? And, for some of you, it could be something so simple as literally changing up that underwear. Go through that underwear door today. Just when you get off the show with me, go into that underwear drawer and just chuck out all those nasties that have no elastic left. They might have had, they might have skid stains. I don't know, guys. Maybe you're not washing them fully. Whatever it is, those underwear are not sexy. You can eliminate the not sexy underwear and get yourself some sexies. It's only a few dollars, and it's a great way to add some sexiness to your life. So I would totally change that up. One that I didn't add to the list is, and I really should, because in my area, this is a key point. A lot of people don't bathe regularly, so adding some sexiness to your life could actually mean bathing a bit. I had a funny dream last night where somebody was like smelling my crotch in my dream, and it was a woman, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. And in the dream, she's like, wow. I'm like, what? I was getting uncomfortable even in the dream. I'm like, I don't know, like I haven't showered in like 12 hours. What are you doing? And she's like, no, I really love the smell of your crotch. It's wonderful. And I'm like, well, that's different. It was a different kind of dream, that's for sure. And I thought, oh, yep, there's a tip right there. Make sure your body smells sexy, my friends, because it can. So we are at the mark, and we're going to head off to break. When we come back, I'm going to invite you into my 20 different ideas to add some sexiness to your new year, my friends, right after this commercial break.
Many of us have created a lot of limitations around sex and what we are willing to choose. What else is possible beyond what we have already seen, heard, or thought of? What if now is the time for a totally different sexual revolution, taking the taboo out of all aspects of sex, sexuality, and copulation by tuning in to the Pleasure Zone radio show with body whisperer Milica Jelenic. You'll receive tools, inspiration, and a foundation to allow yourself to receive more in your sex life and quite possibly other areas of your life as well. Listen for the Pleasure Zone with Milica every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer. It's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
This is the Pleasure Zone with body whisperer Milica Jelenic. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. Call 815-880-8255. That's TALK. Or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email at milicajelenic.com. Now back to the program.
Hello, my sweet pleasure seekers. Welcome back to the Pleasure Zone. I'm your host, Milica Jelenic, and tonight we are talking about some tips to add some sexiness to your life. Because you know what? There's only so far you can go with getting rid of smoking and exercising and all that other jazz before you kind of are like, I'd like something else. And I know so many people just drop their resolutions. It's probably why I've never created one. So I'm here to say, what can we add to our lives? How much fun can we have? And we're going to add to the sexiness. Sexiness. Cool. Number one actually does go along with the lines of the underwear, which is, get rid of the ugly underwear and add some sexy underwear. Number one on my list is add more sexy clothes to your life that just turn you on. So how many clothes do you actually have in your closet that are just like, they might be frumpy or they just might be blah, or you're just like holding on to them because they fit you 2 years ago? So how much fun can you have going through and asking your clothes, will they add the sexiness to your life? And when the sexiness is added to your life, your body will get turned on. And when your body's turned on, your body is an invitation for people to choose you. And if you are running your own business and you are the business, people will choose you when your body is turned on and excited. That for sure, I know. So if you are willing to go through your closet and go and find out what clothes turn you on, you might find that hardly anything in there turns you on. Your body might have changed a lot. Your energy might have changed a lot since you last went shopping. and find the textures and the look that really gets you. When you look at yourself, you're like, damn, that's sexy something. Because you know you're sexy in there, and you just got to sometimes bring out the clothes that make you feel a little bit sexy. And your body loves to be turned on. So your body is also a very sensorial unit, basically. And if you have it turned on, kind of like if you turn on your heater, it's going to get warm. It's going to get you toasty. Your body's going to react to that. You turn it off, your body's also going to react to that. But I find that my body gets really happy turning on the heater, turning up the heat, and getting warmed up. So what if we can do that for our bodies too? Adding the clothes that will turn on your body, turn it up like a heater, and then everything around that heater, just like your body is turned on and turned up, it will turn on and turn up the heat of everything around it. So how much fun can you have being like the heater of sexiness? And your clothes are such a great invitation for people, because not only do they express what's going on with you, all the textures and the feels and the look, it's also a reaction to everybody seeing you. So as they look at you, they will get turned on too, just by the look, sometimes by the feel. I've actually had clients, I have a client who specifically asks, and I don't see him often, once every few months, but he'll be like, can you wear a silk shirt? And I'll be like, all right, I can do that for you. Because when I work on people, my body tends to lean on them, and he just likes the feeling of silk on his arms if I'm working on his arm or whatever. So yes, I do offer the possibility of wearing silk shirts on occasion. I don't really have many, so it's a rare thing, but I do have it. And yeah, clothes that turn on your body will probably turn on the bodies of the people around you. And if you are a body worker, you might have some kind of regulations or stipulations that you have to dress more clinical. But if you're wearing those sexy underwear underneath, nobody knows what you're sporting, and you can feel that sexiness inside. So even if you do have to wear a uniform to work, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're somebody who is, in uniform, there are so many ways that you can add the sexiness and have it be a little secret sexy for you. So what would you like to wear underneath your clothes that you have to wear to work in order to maintain your job, that can add a little sexiness to your life too? It doesn't have to be outer, but it's really fun when you are self-employed that you can literally wear whatever you like. And keep in mind that if you're walking around with stains on your shirt and your hair is all jumbled and you look like you just stepped out of bed, you might not be the greater invitation to people choosing you than if you actually look like you give a crap about showing up. Giving a crap about showing up can be a huge turn on, because people know you'd like to be present with them, and that in itself is a huge turn on. And what sexiness can presence be? So that was number one I went on and on about forever. Number two, add scents to your life that turn you on. I really invite you to work with all of your senses. So clothing for touch, for sight, and sense. There's nothing like having a really hot body, looking at somebody who's got a really sexy body, but there's foul odors coming off of it. It's wow, they haven't maybe bathed, or maybe they haven't brushed their teeth, or maybe they've got foot fungus, or maybe there's maybe they didn't wipe very well, or maybe they got really drunk and their body's sweating out stink. Maybe they smoke cigarettes, but everything else about them looks freaking awesome, and then they just reek like cigarettes. So keep in mind, scent is very important. We are very pheromone-related beings. We pick up pheromones, and there's the slightest change in them from different things, exterior, external smells. I've worked on people who work on animals, for example, or they've just possibly cleaned out their horse plop, and they come to me smelling like horse plop. I'm like, oh man, that's just gross. So please, if you are showing up places in public, please shower, keep your body clean, show up sexy, and smell matters. Smell matters because our bodies pick up scent. Unless you're with somebody who has zero capacity to smell, know that you have senses and work with them. I know I always say don't make things significant. However, do honor and be aware of what bodies are aware of. And if bodies are aware of smell, be aware of that, right? So smell good. Even just smelling clean. You don't have to have perfume on, but smelling clean is helpful. So what else can we add to our lives? So we've got touch, we've got taste. No, we don't have taste. I'm adding taste now. That's number 3 on my list, is add more delicious. I actually have a few for taste because I'm all about taste. I'm all about sticking things in my mouth. Let's face it, if you've seen any of those blowjob posts, you know that's true. So add more delicious foods to your life. How many of us have had in our lives, we grew up with a certain palate? You might have grown up in a certain culture where you ate the same foods over and over and over again. And, your body's accustomed to that. But I dare you to go out and try something sensual, sexual. I dare you to go out and try those aphrodisiac foods that you've maybe never tasted before. I mean, like, unless you have an allergy or something to the food, go out and test these things out. Your mouth will thank you for it. I swear it. And your mouth will probably be really grateful for a new experience. If you just eliminate your point of view about, ew, that's gross or whatever, you'll probably really enjoy it. Actually, I have a fine example of that. Ziva, last night, she has her own recipe book for vegan foods for kids. And she made an amazing mousse out of avocados, agave, coconut something or other. So agave, cocoa. That's what it was. Chocolate. It was cocoa, avocados, agave, and some almond milk. And she blended it all up, put it in the fridge, and she made this beautiful mousse. And it tasted like exquisite, and the texture was amazing. And we didn't tell Mike, my lover husband, because he has the point of view he doesn't like avocados. Now, he's not allergic to them, so we weren't trying to kill him, but he has the point of view he doesn't like avocados, so he won't eat things when he can see an avocado in it. And so we didn't say anything. We gave it to him. He's like, yeah, that's good. I would get that at a restaurant. Well, excellent work, Ziva, because she just invited him into a pleasure experience that he didn't even know about. So allowing himself to have avocados that he normally thought were gross actually were really great. So having those explorations can really add something to your life, just so that you can start to get over your points of view about what you're not willing to receive, and also allowing yourself to be the pleasure seeker you truly are. I also encourage you to add yummy beverages to your life. What does that mean? Well, for one, and I should get money for plugging this, actually. There is an amazing winery in my area, Potter Settlement Wines, and they've won awards, all kinds. It's worth going there for the view of the man who makes the wine, and it's also worth going there for the wine itself. So, yeah, check it out. There may be wineries in your area. There may be great places where you can just go test out different drinks. Maybe there's beer tasting, hot cocoa tasting. If you're not into the booze, there's so many tastings you could go to. So have really fun exploring different flavors, different palate experiences. Your body and your tongue will thank you, because you know what? The more you invite different flavors into your life, the more it wakes up your senses, and your senses will be like, wow. It actually, what I am aware of is that with every new experience, we get new neural connections. So if you're eating the same food every day, it's like taking the same drive to work every day. And what different research shows is that if you are taking the same ride to work every day, you actually diminish your brain capacity to have more new neural connections. You're just running the same neural connection over and over again. Now, if you take different routes every day, you have less likely chance of actually developing things like dementia, because your brain is always creating new neural connections and finding new pathways. So new food can actually create, and I'm guessing this, and I wonder if there has been research done on it, but I'm guessing that it's possible that even new food experiences will create new sense reactions in your body that will create new neural connections so that your body, actually, new food could make you smarter. That's what I'm trying to say. So what else? I think adding a lot of these different pleasure experiences will actually create new neural connections in your body, because they're going to be new experiences that invite your body and your brain to create a new pathway for it. So we are going to head to break, and when we come back, I'm going to finish that list of 18 more things. I'm going to get through them a little faster than these last few when we come back from this commercial break.
Many of us have created a lot of limitations around sex and what we are willing to choose. What else is possible beyond what we have already seen, heard, or thought of? What if now is the time for a totally different sexual revolution, taking the taboo out of all aspects of sex, sexuality, and copulation by tuning in to the Pleasure Zone radio show with body whisperer Milica Jelenic. You'll receive tools, inspiration, and a foundation to allow yourself to receive more in your sex life, and quite possibly other areas of your life as well. Listen for the Pleasure Zone with Milica every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dane here, and I would like to invite you to an adventure in being. I've just written and finished a new book known as Being You, Changing the World. Are you one of those dreamers? One of those people who's always known that other possibilities should be available but haven't yet been able to see them be created? Well, I wrote this book for you. In it, you'll find tools, processes, and unique perspectives to change the things you've always wanted to change but didn't know how. In it, you'll find an invitation to a different possibility for a way that we can be in this world that changes not only our lives, but by being us, allows us to contribute to changing everything planet-wide that doesn't work. Are you aware that truly great people, truly being them, is the only thing that has ever created a great change on this planet? Are you willing to step up? Are you willing to be one? Check out a copy of my new book, Being You, Changing the World. I invite you to go to beingyoubook.com for a free gift.
This is the Pleasure Zone with body whisperer Milica Jelenic. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. Call 815-880-8255. That's TALK. Or Canada, 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email at milicajelenic.com. Now back to the program.
Hello, everyone. My pleasure seeker friends. Welcome back to the Pleasure Zone. I'm your host, Milica Jelenic, and tonight we are looking at ways to add sexiness to your life. As I'm really bored with the idea of resolutions, I'd rather add sexiness to my life. So we went through a few. We went through a few that added senses. They were more sense-based, so adding delicious beverages was our last one. And the next one on the list is sexy decor. Sexy decor for me is, a really great way. So for me, sexy decor is when I have doors on my closets, like everything is put away. Also, really beautiful things on my bedspreads, like beautiful. I love having lots of pillows. I love having a giant bed. I love having different things that are like sense related for me. Like I love having different textures in my home, so glass and wood and all kinds of different textures. So what is sexy for you? Add some sexy decor to your life. Some people, when they add the sexy decor, will add things like, chandeliers and some crystals and some throws that are beautiful and fuzzy. And if you want to know more about decor, my friend Lisa Bennett has a great show on this station called Infinite Energies, and she's actually a feng shui designer, and she has an amazing capacity with spaces. So check out her show, Infinite Energies, and she gives great decor ideas, and I think she has had a show on adding some sexiness to her adding some sexiness to space. Yes, she is a space whisperer. So, sexy decor, she can talk more about that, I'm sure. Also, sexy bathrooms, she's probably had that on her show as well. But for me, a sexy bathroom is, again, it's a clean bathroom. We'll start with clean, is really partly part of the sexiness is key. And, also things in the bathroom that are kind of sexy, like having like salts that are maybe with some essential oils available, different lotions that feel great, things in the bathroom like beautiful fluffy towels in the bathroom, mirrors. My bathroom is not sexy, to be quite frank. My bathroom is very functional. We have one bathroom in our house, and I've created it as a very functional space, but it is clean, so that makes it sexy for me. And actually, the first day my bathroom was ready, my whole house was gutted before I moved in, and it was very fun to, the very first thing I found was really sexy in my bathroom was these tiles that my lover put up, lover before husband, and he had just become my lover like just around when he finished putting up these tiles, and all I wanted to do was like throw my body on the tiles and rub them up. They were so like perfectly aligned and so freaking sexy to me. I just loved the way he installed them. I just loved the perfection of his work, and so that was awesome to me. And I literally would like get a cloth and like rub them down after every shower just so I could like feel his energy in the tiles. Yeah, because I'm a little mental. And sexy it, my challenge is to sexy it up. I like it. I can easily sexy up my bathroom. I have some ideas. So yes, I'm up for the challenge, and I've had some ideas for a while on how to sexy that bathroom up. So, taking some sexy holidays. If you've never been on a sexy holiday, well, guess what? I'll be having some available. Number 5. Number 5 was sexy bathrooms, darling. Don't worry, I've got a list. I will give the list to you. Here we go. So sexy holidays is a great one because so many people take holidays to either run away or just get away. And I think so much of it is that we could actually have sexy holidays. So what does that mean? There are so many couples resorts in the world or couples retreats that you can go to where you're basically nurtured, looked after. Some of them are like hedonism in Jamaica, where you go and you actually go there to explore sex with other people. We can also have hedonist classes here or anywhere in the world with me, right? So that's another way to have a little sexy holiday. Sexy holidays could be also going to Paris and eating exquisite food and having a beautiful time looking at art. So what is sexy for you? Add that. Add a sexy holiday to your life, not just a I have to get away and run away kind of holiday. So add a sexy holiday to your life. You just might get yourself a hotel room somewhere that's really clean and beautiful, and you just, notice I say clean and beautiful, where you just spend a whole week making love with your lover and have fun with that. That's an awesome sexy holiday with nothing else in the way. Just really fun. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Mike. That's what we should really have more of. So number 8, it's really funny because number 8, when I put it in the chat, number 8 with a bracket beside it turns into like a little character with bulgy eyes. And so number 8, secretly being more sexy on the job. That is where I actually mentioned adding lingerie under those pantsuits. Like my dear friend Christine always adds, even if she's like wearing sweats, she's got sexy underwear on no matter what. She could be having a great day, or she could be like having a really intense day where she wants to like slap people. Still's got sexy underwear on. That's how she rolls. So one of my other favorite things is add some fun, undetectable sex toys in your life. Now, this is an interesting one for me because you can get sex toys that nobody knows that you've got. You can do things like put Ben Wa balls inside of your vagina. Guys, you can put Benoit balls in your anus if you want to. That's an option. But you can put Benoit balls in your vagina, and you can be walking around with these sex toys that you can flex around and enjoy. You could also use the jade egg. A huge fan of the jade egg. You can insert that jade egg and be walking around having your own sexual experience, your own sensual experience, and being connected to your vulva all day long. How fun is that? And so for those of you, yeah, it's just a matter of exercising to keep some of those toys in. And there are also, and I don't have one, so I can't give you full information on this, but I know that there are also sex toys that you can have somebody else operate from far away, like via an iPhone or whatever, and they can direct what's going on with the sex toys. So there's so many things coming out in the world that you could have as your secret sexy under your clothes experience with nobody knowing about. I also would like you to look for one thing every day about you that turns you on. So that might be challenging, but it might not be. So what turns you on about you? And if you have something that turns you on about you, write it down. For one, because you might forget what it is. So what turns me on about me is I love my own sense of humor. I laugh at myself all the time. I find that one of my sexiest aspects is my crazy sense of humor and my willingness to just bear it all. So if I were to write one of those down today, that's what it would be, my willingness to bear it all and my crazy sense of humor. So what is sexy about you to you? Keep that in mind. Every day, find something and remind yourself that you are that. You are a sexy beast and walking around every day as a sexy beast. And here's another one, because as much as we can tell ourselves that, and sometimes we're like, yeah, well, whatever, I'm trying to do this. It's like a positive thinking attitude thing. Not really. I really just want you to acknowledge you. And the other one is to let other people tell you how sexy you are. I did a show called Give a Little Whistle a couple months ago, and it's really about letting people whistle at you, letting people enjoy your body. Like, is it okay for you to allow people to admire and enjoy your body, and will you receive all the judgments of people enjoying your body? So let others tell you how much you turn them on too. Tell somebody else that they turn you on. That can be a lot of fun too, just randomly telling people how sexy they are. Hey, sexy, you're such a turn on. This one is also inspired by my friend Christine, because she has a very sexy car, and I have a very practical family car, but Christine has a very sexy car, and I think having a sexy car is an amazing way to actually have having a sexy car is, for one, it'll get you attention, and it's a great way to add the sexiness in your own life so that you're driving around in this awesome vehicle that you just feel turned on by sitting in. And for those of you who would like this list and don't want to write it down, you can email me. I will have a PDF available for that. So how you can get that is you can message me, or you can go on my website, add yourself to my mailing list, and I will be sending out that PDF to everyone. It'll be an option that you can click on and receive, and so that'll probably come out in the next few days. I'll give you guys a couple days to jump on this, and I will get that PDF in there for all of you. So what else can I tell you? Having a sexy car, yes. And what's next is okay, sorry, I just scrolled and I lost something. Being serviced wherever you go, I find that really sexy too. So I find, like, you go to the gas station and you go to one that actually serves people sometimes for that 2 or 3 cents extra. I find it really fun to just have people put gas in for me. I find that's kind of sexy. I find going to restaurants and having people serve me, food and show me options, and especially some fine dining places where, you really get the attention and the service. That's such a turn on for me. So for those of you who are kind of like maybe worried about the cash or whatever, about paying the little extra for the service, just consider it a gift to you, right? And play with it. There may be a time where it's easier for you to choose actually going somewhere and having service to you. For some people, that would be like going for a massage or getting body work. And you can come to me to get service too, because I also like servicing. Let's just say that. So if you do like being serviced, you can come have a session with me. Go get some gas in your car. Go have a fine dining experience. Go somewhere where you actually get some attention and you feel like you've been nurtured and you feel like you are the center of attention, because that can be a lot of fun too, and that can add a little sexy to your life. And now here's one. Lately I've been talking about some interesting kinks. In the last couple of weeks I actually did a show called Ecosexuals. It was about ecosexuals. Are you the lover of the earth? So that was in December that I did that. And the show is, it was all about a kink that people have, sort of a kink, but maybe it's just a full out human experience of being turned on by the earth. And there are so many other ones. I was talking to somebody about that show, and they had reminded me that I'd done a show about objectophilia, where people fall in love with things like trains or like the Eiffel Tower or different objects like cars. Now, there's a lot of kinks out there, and some of them are even just really mild, maybe spanking kinks, or there might be a kink about being urinated on or defecated on, or maybe you've got, there's so many different kinks out there, guys, like food kinks, clothing kinks, acting like a baby kink. I know I've had people ask me to talk more about kinks, and there's just so many of them. I could literally do probably a show a week about different kinks. That's a lot of kinks. And I don't have a lot of experience with those, so I haven't really ever tried it being a baby or anything like that. And so I wonder what I could talk about with those in the future. So, but explore some kinks. Explore some kinks that are ones that you've kind of been intrigued by. I dare you this year to add the exploration of a kink to your life, whatever that looks like. And here's another one that seems really fun to me too, which is gather up some sexy movies and have a weekend. And I just said, have a weekend of copycat, right? It's like whatever you see in the film, then also try it out. You know, if they're trying out anal sex, you try out anal sex. If they're trying out a threesome, see if you can try out a threesome. Gather up some of your favorite sexy porns, or you know, they might just be erotica, whatever it is that turns you on. Actually, watching Outlander right now really turns me on. So that would be like gathering up, 3 days worth of Outlander, watching it nonstop, and just going with that. And that's like porn for me right now. So I could just watch Jamie say Sexiness all day long, and I'm done. That's good. I'm good to go. It's better than any vibrator. Well, not really. The vibrators I sell are fantastic. However, it's definitely top notch with getting ready for some fun. So gather up some of those shows that really turn you on and enjoy them and reenact. How much fun can you have reenacting? Because everybody somewhere in their life, even with their kids or, even as a grown up, you've had fun role playing. You've probably played make-believe at some point in your life. You know that's fun. So how much fun can you have, like a weekend of it? A full day of it, make a week of it. I don't know, whatever seems fun for you. Even testing it out for a couple hours, how much fun could that be? So this one is fun for me too, because I love money and money turns me on. So I thought, what can we add to this that would actually be money oriented? And I say, grab all the cash you have in your house, even if it's coinage. Sometimes it's a little cool, but you can warm it up a bit in your hands, warm it up by your sweet fireplace. I got a fireplace. Put it near your heaters, warm up that cold cash, stick it on your bed and roll on it, my friends. It's so fun to roll on money. What a turn on. I dare you to actually roll on it and masturbate all at the same time, because it's fun. And, people already say money's dirty. Why not make it a little more dirty? So get at that cash, throw it on your bed, throw it on the floor on top of a blankie, have some fun with it. Just enjoy it. Rub your body with it. And, I hope to think that if I am receiving money from somebody, that they have rubbed their body with it, and I get to have money that they had pleasure with. So for any of you listening, if you have sessions with me or you're having sessions with me in the future, please rub your body with that cash first. I'd like to have your body's enjoyment energetically in that money. How much can we spread your physical body enjoyment through the energies in the cash around the world? So for those of you who aren't coming to see me, do it anyway. Do it for fun. Go rub some cash on your breast, because I'm telling you, I put money in my bra a few times, and man, that is fun stuff. I love having cash in my bra. Changes my cup size a bit, and it feels really freaking good. And then giving that money away is fun too, because it feels a little naughty. It's like, you don't know where that cash has been. Oh, you'd like to know where that cash has been. Oh yeah, it tickled my nipple. Oh yeah, it did. Super fun. So have some fun with your money. What can you do with it that you haven't considered before? So now I got another one. Just for fun, I also have a friend I have a few friends who are amazing photographers, and I have one in particular who does boudoir photos. So this kind of gave me the idea of get some boudoir photos taken this year. Guys or girls, you can get this done. Doesn't matter who you are, boudoir photos are awesome, and everybody is sexy. If you can find somebody who's an amazing photographer who has no point of view and is able to take your photos and let them be turned on, there's nothing like getting your photos done by somebody who's actually turned on by you. Man, it is exquisitely fun. And so I invite you, and ask too before you choose the photographer, will this photographer enjoy my body? And if they do, you are in for a treat, my friends. So next is add some sex toys to your playtime. Why do I say that? Well, because I sell them, and it's fun. And I already mentioned adding them in a way that is like hidden and that nobody would know about, but just having them available. It's like, next time you roll over in bed, just pull out that sex toy, add that to your life. Could be a little shocking, could be a little fun. And I have so many available, so if you want to check them out, you'll find links in the description of the shows for all of my sex toy sites. So pureromance.ca/Milica Jelenic in Canada, pureromance.com/Milica Jelenic in the US. You can find all kinds of great things on there, and they have sales going on sometimes too. So have fun with that, my friends. And I'm getting to the very last one. I made it. I made it on time. I'm so proud. Add a hedonist class with me. Yes, that's number 19. So I didn't have 20. Sorry, I had 19 on my list. And number 19 is add a hedonist class with me. Whether you are with a partner or not, I've got couples classes and I've got individuals classes coming up in this new year. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out definitely on my website, because I will be updating that and adding all the classes over the next little while. They should be up there soon, probably. So just look for them. They will be available. And what else can I tell you? I'm just so excited to be offering these new classes in the world. And disclaimer, reminder, none of those classes for hedonism are connected with Access Consciousness. These are purely my creations. So just a heads up, yes, although I do a lot of work that involves Access Consciousness, this work does not. So this is purely my work. And I am so excited to bring it out to the world and share it with everyone, and to share it with the bodies who are excited for hedonism, excited for pleasure and the pragmatics of pleasure. It's just so practical to have a pleasurable life. It's just practical. It's so silly, and yet we don't choose it. It's so easy too. And I want to thank all of you, and I'm wishing you a very happy new year. I hope you take some of these tips and tools and add them to your life this year if you have. And if you have more ideas that you'd like to share with me, please send them my way. Send me some emails. I'd love to hear it. Remember to add yourself to the mailing list. I will have this list available for you, and we'll be sending that out to everyone who joins the mailing list, so that you can click on it and find some tips and tools to add sexiness to your life in the new year. I want to say thank you to all of you. I adore you, all my pleasure seekers.
Thank you for choosing to listen to The Pleasure Zone. Milica Jelenic will return next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have the best week of your life by choosing to be turned on and tuned in to your body.